You may want to come have a look at this.
Sirs, there's been a murder down at the old inn.
Good. Things are getting too quiet.
Officer, thank goodness you're here. I called as soon as I found the...
Are you alright there, Miss,
Cabinet.
Ah, I see. And how do you spell that?
Cabinet.
Right. Well, Miss Cabinet,
Cabinet.
please stay calm. And the other two?
This is Mr. Stein, the professor, and Mr. Periwinkle, the flower shop owner.
Are you the only three in here?
Yes.
And are there any other exits or entrances besides that door?
No, not really.
Well, in that case, everyone in this room is under suspicion. The murderer is in this room. So, who died? Oh, good lord. And who is he?
Mortimer Stiff, the innkeeper.
Well, miss, if you could wait over there with those two gentlemen.
The potential murderers?
Right. Ah. All right. Please empty your pockets of any potential weapons.
We're going to need to interview each of you individually in the hall. Should any of you attempt to leave, we will assume you are guilty. You're first. Name?
Frank Stein.
I know I've heard that name before. What's your full name?
Frank Nigel Stein.
Veronica Cabinet.
Thank you, Miss Cabinet.
Cabinet.
Clayton Periwinkle.
And what brings you here?
Well, I'm friends with the blushing bride-to-be, of course. That's why I'm here for the wedding.
Well, my presence having been cordially requested to appear at this matrimonial amalgamation being held here in town, I elected to serve the ambition of the Benedict and attain hither unto this, our present venue.
I'm the florist for the wedding that's taking place. I'm staying here for the weekend.
Tell us what you know about the victim.
Well, Mortimer and I used to date back in the day. We hadn't seen each other in a while, so we were catching up.
Not much, really. I'm from out of town, so I'm not well acquainted with him.
We had originally machinated to an establishment to the purpose of rendering footwear more efficient in everyday usage by employing the element of a circular rotor so as to harness the inertia and the gravity.
It's wheelie shoes. Tell us what happened.
I'm afraid I can afford you merely an infinitesimal allotment of information concerning this ghastly business. I was reclining in the lounge, down the hall that is, when I was rudely interrupted by Miss Cabinet's shriek. Having proceeded forthwith to the site of the disturbance, I found Miss Cabinet standing over the cadaver of Mortimer Stiff.
Well, Mortimer and I were talking when I had to leave to go to the powder room, and when I came back, he was dead on the floor!
Oh, Miss! Are you alright?
I was the last one to the scene. I ran down the hallway and I saw that the body had been stabbed to death on the floor.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't trouble yourself at my expense.
Right. Yes. Well,
What can you tell us about the other two?
I don't know, Mortimer and Mr. Periwinkle were fighting, but I don't really know what it was about.
I see.
The other two I'm not really acquainted with, really, I'm afraid.
I'm not well acquainted with Mr. Periwinkle, although I overheard that Miss Cabinet and the late innkeeper, they were involved in some affair with amorous overtones. The affiliation was terminated on contemptible conditions.
Well, thank you anyway.
My partner and I are going to collaborate in a broom closet.
I'm not sure. Something about this equation just isn't adding up.
Well, you forgot to add a variable here after integrating.
Ah, yes. Thank you. Well, then about this murder.
Mm-hmm.
All three seemed highly suspicious and could have done it. I, for one, suspect Stein.
Is it because you don't understand him?
Maybe. But what about Periwinkle? No one seems to know anything about him. He could have a criminal record and we never even know it.
What about Veronica? She seems highly suspicious, what with her affair with the victim and all. Now, look at these items here. Yes, each of the suspects had time with the victim. They come in contact several times. Now, what was the victim's name again?
Stiff.
Ah, see?
Good Lord! Acme Supplies has gone up 5 points since last week.
No. Look.
Ah! The victim in the paper has the same last name.
Yes, not only that, but the body wasn't just stabbed.
Good Lord! Who would poison a dead man?
No.
Or perhaps the killer poisoned the victim, then stabbed him to cover it up.
Not only that, but the victim in the paper was killed by a crook who goes by the name of Crumble Biscuit. He must have used a knife to cover up the poisoning.
But the killer in the paper was an Englishman with a mustache. That would rule out the woman.
Unless she's wearing a wig. It's not a wig.
Right. Well, that leaves the other two gentlemen. Neither of them have a mustache, but the killer could easily have shaved it off.
He must be using a cover story. No one really knows anything about Periwinkle, and on the other hand, Stein's story could have been made up, so we'll just have to keep trying them until one gives away their British identity.
But how will we do that? Interrogate them both again?
No, that'd be too obvious. Let's play it off cool. Let's let them feel comfortable. We've done our deliberating, and there simply is not enough evidence here to assume that anyone is guilty, so it must have been a suicide.
Oh
dear.
business.
On an off note, could I have each of you write the word color on a piece of paper?
No, that'd be silly. That'd be silly.
Right. Well, here, help me take the body to the station.
What do I look like, the Queen of England?
No, not really, actually.
Surely I'm not fat enough to be her.
Actually, she takes quite good care of herself.
Am I
Remarkable.
not ugly enough?
Oh no. You are most certainly not ugly enough to be the Queen of England. She's absolutely disgustingly horrifying. Ew! Ew!
Right.
Ew, I am disgusted by
I've
her.
had enough. How dare you insult Her Majesty?
Ah, see? No British man can sit aside as Americans insult the Queen. I had my suspicions. You're going away for a long time, Winston Westley Crumble Biscuit.
Esquire. That's Winston Wesley Crumbliscuit Esquire to you.
How could you do such a horrid thing?
Those stiff lads always used to break my crumpets and spill my tea in primary. I saw the chance to exact my revenge, and I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you nosy blighters.
Ghastly business.
Well, that doesn't matter now, does it? You're going off to prison for a long time. Or should I say, the loo.
They all show evidence of a case of murder.
Is there anything else you can tell us, perhaps about the other two victims?
Well,
Okay.
That's me.
Rolling. Action. Gotta wait.
trouble yourself at my expense.
Matt!
That was so good.
I feel like I could keep my eyes open if I did it this way.
Please don't try.
Sirs, there's been a murder down at the Old Inn.